Oh yeah, that was, man, my time in Kyoto probably is the most Japan. I mean, Kyoto is like that jewel anyway. I mean, anybody who goes to Japan is gonna tell you, go to Kyoto, there's plenty to do. So by those merits, of course, it was a very good day, but it also kind of sets as that stereotype of, yeah, you checked all the Japanese boxes, you're done. For $3,000 and only 2 weeks of prep, spent 3 weeks going all around Japan, hundreds of plastic folding chairs, Joey, who I have to look down, literally, Blu-ray collection for a show I'd really like, except it's $500. It's Saturday, November 7th, and I'm in Osaka, and again, I'm just gonna sleep in a little bit. It's been a lot of fun here with everybody, out late, doing things, drinking again and again and again. So today's gonna be a bit slower because I'm going to focus on the city I'm already in, so less travel time, here in Osaka. Today in Osaka isn't about plumbing the depths of obscurity or delving into as much as I can find that no one else knows about. I want to treat Osaka as okay, I go to the city, what should I see in Osaka? And in Osaka, you should absolutely see the castle, which we will, don't worry, tons of pictures, it's huge and awesome. But before all that, there's a temple nearby, and it's called Shitenno-ji, which isn't just a temple, it's a huge one. So what is it like to see a huge temple in the middle of a major metropolitan area? Everything else I've loved so much for its integration with nature, or its very old, rustic, almost rundown feel, surely that doesn't exist in the heart of a city like Osaka. The contrast of a temple and a modern city is actually not quite as stark as I had really thought it would be. And an overcast day in Osaka, because Shitenno-ji is designed to be very open, most of the grounds are either concrete or gravel, and it has a lot of decorative stone that is also gray, with a bunch of skyscrapers full of glass. Around it, they're essentially gray too, so I almost feel like this temple is one giant gray blob, and it's really hard to escape that feeling while I'm there. So I'm really trying to make sure I just have an open mind about it. What is it about Shitenno-ji? And I can tell that this would be a great place to be for a festival. You can see that it's laid out to have tons of space for markets or tents or just a lot of people, and I bet I'm just not here on the right day. I need to look up the event website for this place for next time I'm here. Shitenno-ji Flea Market. Yep, that sounds about right. After pretty quickly wrapping up Shitenno-ji, I don't really have anything else to do right now because I want to go to Osaka Castle after dark. What I found that's really great about Japan, and particularly its older cities like Osaka, is that they're not on a grid system with their streets. If you follow a sidewalk or a road or an alleyway, because there are so many alleyways, you're not really going to go on a straight line. You're going to kind of this way, that way, up, down, and all these things. And it feels like you're meandering through the city. And it just feels natural and right to spend the rest of my day doing this as I wait for the sun to go down. After shopping and resisting shopping for a couple hours, it's time to head over to Osaka Castle. As I descend into the castle's train station, it is gorgeous to see all of the care and detail put in for visitors, with traditional architecture and decor inside, harkening back to the time of the castle's construction in 1583. But also, just like so much of Japan, it makes sure to have modernity in view with a full 7-Eleven inside. Japan knows that it has a large amount of tourism, so the stations, the buses, the places, the stops, they're all going to be designed to give you an experience. Once you're at Osaka Castle, or rather the grounds, it's not an easy or quick feat just to get to the castle. There's 2 moats and tons of winding pathways. This place was defended, so you have to kind of navigate that yourself. And because Osaka is this brilliant white and just enormous illumination on it, it stands out above everything. It peeks out over the tops of the trees, it reflects off of the moat water. It's always there looking down at you. And because it's up on that hill and you're working your way up, it slowly grows in size. It is not ominous, but it is impending. And that is a really excellent feeling that I don't know if you would capture during the day. It was an experience just getting to the castle as much as being at the castle. I worked my way up to this castle and it's maybe 7 p.m. I didn't even consider that it might be closed, and of course it was. I can't even go into the castle that I made all the way up here to do. And you can see that there's a walkway, like people definitely go up there, and there's a bunch of modern buildings attached to it on the side for a visitor center and stuff. So I guess it's just me and my amateur camera. But I did figure out manual mode pretty well this time. And I'm really proud of some of the detail shots that I was able to get even at range of the castle. I didn't necessarily replicate the skill of the photos here many other places in the trip, but Osaka Castle is one gorgeous subject. With the castle all wrapped up and seen as much as I can at night, it's off on the train to downtown Osaka, near the station, which is also the major shopping area, and I'm going to meet up with the Sawako. The Sawako, if you remember, is the host from the share house that I'm staying at, and she's going to show me more of Osaka tonight. Now, this isn't my first mall I've been into in Japan, but we're going to the video game section. I mean, a huge history, foundation of Western video gaming comes from Japan. I wonder what a video game section looks like in Japan. This video game section of this mall has a giant Fallout Boy, what's his name? Vault Boy. Huge, I mean, he's like 6-7 foot tall, he's got his thumb out, and I had just gotten into the Fallout series after being way behind on it for many years, so it was super fun to get a photo of that. I enjoyed how elaborate all of the toy setups and displays were. Thousands of dollars of toys in each diorama to show you how exciting and fun these purchases are. It entices you so much better. It was, again, so hard not to spend my money on stuff. Again, shopping is fun, but I don't need to spend the money and I don't want to haul around bags to a bar later, so we need to finish killing time and go meet up with Masashi. He's an awesome, fun guy, and he wants to show us an arcade. So Sawako and I are going to meet up with him there, and we find the best crane game ever made. Have you ever thought to yourself, I want to play a crane game and pick up plastic folding chairs? Hundreds of plastic folding chairs? Because if so, Japan is the place for you. The thing about arcades in Japan is that they're very social experiences. And because they're a social experience, there's another thing at Japanese arcades that are very common, and they're called, as best as I'm able to pronounce that, purikura. Well, I actually think I got it that time. But these purikura, there are these photo booths, right? And you've seen these sort of things before, but in Japan, they take them to the next level. You can get all the people in your booth, take a photo, and then afterwards, you basically get a light version of Photoshop to do whatever you want to these. And because they are typically about being cutesy and fun, you get a lot of blush and colors and image like hearts and cute things all over it. So it's super fun to do these poses with Masashi and Sawako to make us as cute and silly looking as possible. And I think at some point I even did this very pose because I thought it would be funny, and they just looked way more fun than me. And now we're off to the expat bar, the Blarney Stone. I'm not here for the experience of go to the bar and get drunk. This is my last night in the Kansai region, in Osaka, with my friends here. So I'm not interested in getting blitzed, but what I'm really interested in is people watching. I'm approached by this guy named Joey, who I have to look down to. I mean, literally, he's super, super short, but he is dressed to the nines. He's got just the perfect zoot suit look to him, an incredible energy, body activity. I mean, he's there to socialize. So much so that he hands me a business card that's got this nice dark gold emblazoning with his name on it, and it says, Joey, socialite. I was not aware that I could afford to meet people who called themselves socialites in my tax bracket. Now, once I'm done getting this cavalcade of introductions from Joey, he moves on to some other folks. Kurumi here with me she seems to know a lot of people. She's a regular here, so she's off having her social experiences. And Sawako and I have been just chatting the whole time. Sawako was the person who met me here in Osaka. She introduced me to everyone at the share house. I mean, Masashi, Kumiko, Hiroyuki, everyone is because of Sawako taking the time out of her day to meet me, talk to me, take me to Kobe, not judge me for being incredibly drunk. This is exactly where I want to be tonight. Being here at this bar, capping off my time in Osaka with Sawako is perfect. As with the last couple of nights, I have to stop early because otherwise we're going to drink too much, get out of hand, and tomorrow's a big day. In fact, it's technically my last day here in Osaka. I have a train leaving at 9 a.m. and I'm heading way far north. I'm going up to Akita, so I gotta get to bed early. But I refuse to end my time here without squeezing out just a little bit more time with my friends. So Sawako and I go back to the share house, and there's a few people bouncing around, Hiroyuki, Masashi, some names in and out as they're closing out their day, and Kurumi is taking great care of all of us. She's made us a couple plates of salmon fillet to snack on, and it's one of those, you know, when you stay at a bar until closing time, people start to leave on their own, and there's just down to the final few. That emotional capstone, that very sincere last moments with everyone here at the share house, and especially Sawako, I couldn't have asked for a better end to my time here in Osaka. And it's just a perfect memory. With all of my packing and prep done last night, this morning is really straightforward, and I get to focus on getting to the train on time because I have a 7-hour, turns out to be 9-hour, train ride all the way up to Akita. And I get to walk back through a very empty share house. It feels very much like when I entered. No one was home, and I got to kind of be surrounded by a what will this be? But now I get to look back on everything that I got to have fun with, and all these people I get to remember. It's like a moment frozen in time. And frankly, that's helped on by the fact that it's gloomy and rainy, and I'm not gonna let that get me down though. I have great memories here. I just don't want the last memory in Osaka to be missing my train. So gotta beat feet. There's places to be and more people to see.